2026. I'll say the prayer. Commissioner Franks, if you would lead us in the pledge, please. Father, what an honor it is to live in this great country that you've been lead guiding and directing for 250 years. Father, we just thank you for being a part of this county and lead guiding and directing us in the decisions that we make. We pray that you would continue to watch over us, lead, guide, and direct us, and let your light shine through not only the commission but the people in this county, and pray that your continued blessings over each one of us. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is the adoption of the agenda. I would like to add an item number under new business, which will be item I. And what this is the for us to consider and approve resolution for the authorization to accept GDOT contract for costs associated with the Jessup Airport Terminal apron and runway rehabilitation of Jessup Airport. Does anybody have anything else?
Do presentation and announcements.
We are going to have one item under presentations and announcements, and our administrator's going to be handling that one also. What is it? I make a motion that we accept the agenda with these amendments on it.
I'll second that.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Next item, approval of the minutes for our regular meeting in June 1st, 2026, and the work session we had on June the 17th, 2026, and the called meeting we had on June 17th, 2026.
Put all those together.
Yes, sir.
I'll make the motion we accept the minutes.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
Next item, under presentations and announcement, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We were gonna originally do this under my section at the end, but then we got a last minute phone call about some folks that wanted to show up, so we kind of moved it to the forefront. And I think the fact that all these people came, kind of confirms what our thoughts have been from probably the second week on when our interim director, Mel Young, took over a position as interim director of EMS. Since that time, he's done just a fantastic job. He's made a lot of recommendations. We've made a few changes. Nothing drastic, but things that he wanted to see go in a different direction, and they made perfect sense. He's made some recommendations in reference to his budget about ways that we could save money, which is very nice during this time of the year. And beyond that, I think the bigger issue is probably that first month I started getting phone calls from the hospital. I got a phone call from a gentleman from the state who was just going on and on. And even the hospital actually followed up with a second phone call saying, hey, I just wanted you to know I walked through ER and everybody's going on and on about the fact that y'all put Mel as interim director. So at this time, what I would like to do is present Mel Young as the permanent director of EMS.
Awesome. Well, you started getting phone calls and I stopped getting them, so thank you.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Kind of the way it works. So, thank you, Mel, for everything, and ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for showing up to support.
Thank y'all
us.
for,
Well, just the fact that they showed up tells us everything we already knew, so I really appreciate it. Yes,
thank y'all.
thank y'all.
So you got a lot of lunches to buy, huh?
All right, next item under citizens' concerns, name, I'm sorry. Michael Poindexter, okay. And this is a petition for paving Cherokee Lake Road and Willow Road.
Yes, sir. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Jacob Moore.
Hold on just a second. All right, so we go by rules of decorum. The chair shall enforce the rules of decorum. The purpose of the meetings of the Board of Commissioners is to conduct the county's business. Meetings shall be conducted in an orderly and respectful fashion. They are not a forum to belittle, ridicule, or embarrass county commissioners, other county officials, county employees, or others. Members of the public may speak for 5 minutes, which Mr. Beaver will time that for us. I ask that you stay pretty close to that and may only speak on the subjects that's listed in our books. Members of the public are expected to comply with the rules of decorum. Individuals violating any rules of the board may be ruled out of order by the chair or on a point of order made by the commissioners. A majority vote of the board shall rule on the point out of order. An individual violating the rules of decorum may be removed from the meeting at the direction of the chair. I'm sure we won't have that problem, but I read it anyway. If you would step up to the mic, please, sir.
Like I said, my name is Michael Poindexter. I am the president of the Cherokee Lake Association. Reading this on behalf of Mr. Warren. It says, my name is Jacob Warren and I own a home located at 213 Cherokee Lake Road here in Wayne County. I am standing before you tonight on behalf of my neighbors and to formally present the community petition to pave specific portions of Cherokee Lake Road and the entirety of Willow Road. So our road is currently dirt gravel and its deteriorating condition has become a major safety and quality of life issue for everyone who lives there. In dry summer months, the dust clouds thick enough to blind drivers and ruin air quality. In rainy seasons, the roads wash out, creating deep mud ruts and damage to our vehicles, and make us worry whether Wayne County ambulance, fire trucks, school buses could successfully reach our homes in an emergency. Since we aren't just asking for a handout, we're coming to you as partners. We have done the legwork. We have spoken to the landowners along the road. 26 of the owners, which equals 100% of the deed holder property owners, have signed the petition. By signing, our neighborhood has unanimously agreed to donate all necessary right-of-ways to drainage, easements to the county entirely. We have also agreed to move our fences and to buy our own driveway culverts to match county engineering codes. We understand county budgets are tight and infrastructure takes time. We'll ask tonight is for our official support to hand this packet to Mr. Schuman on the road engineering team. Have them inspect the roads and add Cherokee Lake and Willow Road to the county priority list for future paving projects or the LMIG grant consideration. I have submitted our complete petition packet to the clerk. Thank you for your time tonight, and thank you for your continuous service to this community.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And Kevin has the petition there.
And we do have a copy of that petition. I don't know, did you give Mr. Elton one, a copy like I got with the
No, sir,
pictures?
that was the only one you
Okay,
gave me.
okay, all right,
I can make a copy after the meeting.
okay. We'll get that to you, Mr. Elton. Thank you very much. Next item, Megan Gas Station selling Kratom
Yes, sir.
and 70H,
7-0.
70H, okay, okay. All right. If you would step up to the mic, same rules of decorum.
All right. Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Megan Krim. This is a very vulnerable topic for me, so I'd like to read a letter that I wrote so I can make my point clear.
If you will, pull the mic to you a little bit. Thank you.
Before anything else, I want you to know that I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and I truly believe I would not be here today if not for His grace. I'm the mother of an 18-year-old son who graduated from Wayne County High School. I work as a cabinet builder at Designer Millworks here in Wayne County, and I'm a proud 2024 graduate of Shane's Crib, Recovery and Discipleship Program here in Jessup. 5 years ago, my life looked very different. I was living in the woods behind Goodwill. I was walking the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, digging through dumpsters just to survive my addiction. By the grace of God, the love of my family, and the support of Shane's Crib, I found recovery. But after I graduated, I still had healing to do. I didn't have to go back to the streets to find another addiction. All I had to do was walk into a gas station or vape shop. There, sitting on the shelves, were Kratom and 7-0 products sold in tablet, capsule, powder, and shot form. Someone told me you should try this. It makes you feel good. It takes away your pain. It gives you energy. It's a safe alternative to pain pills. It even said dietary supplement on the package. It took one time. One time I was addicted. In my experience, these products have contributed to addiction while businesses continue to profit from their sale. When I realized what I had done, I desperately wanted to stop. I tried over and over, but I couldn't. Finally, I cried out to my mother for help. Together, we researched how to detox and prepare as best we could, but it wasn't enough. I ended up admitted in the hospital needing 4 bags of IV fluids. For 5 days, I experienced the worst physical and mental suffering of my life. I truly believed I was dying. In many ways, death felt easier than continuing through the withdrawal. I have lived through meth and opioid addiction, and in my personal experience, the withdrawal from Kratom and 7-0 products were even worse. Today I stand before you free from that addiction, and I thank God every day for that freedom. But many others are not free. How can products with this kind of addictive potential be sold so easily in gas stations and vape shops? How can something that destroys lives be marked as harmless? In my opinion, this is poison. It destroys not only the body, but also the mind. Since breaking free, I have never felt more mentally stable and clear-minded. I can see now just how much it affected every part of my life. A gas station clerk told me that some people spend $80 to $100 every single day on these products. There are even products that have been banned that are still continue to be sold underneath the counter. Think about that. Families are being devastated and destroyed. People in recovery are relapsing in a different addiction, an easier to obtain addiction. These products are sold as casually as a Red Bull or a cup of coffee at many gas stations, yet they have the potential to cause severe dependence and life-altering addictions such as fentanyl or even worse. New users are becoming dependent without even realizing what they're getting into. I challenge each of you to drive through Wayne County and see how many vape shops there are compared to one McDonald's. Because it's such a high-demanding industry that's grasping our community, but also more alarming our youth. Something has to be done. It takes a community to save a community. I know that if these products are removed from the store shelves, hospitals may see more patients, and treatment centers may become full. But that isn't a reason to do nothing. It's evidence of how serious this problem already is. Recovery is worth fighting for. I'm asking you today to stand with people like me. Stand with families who are watching their loved ones suffer. Stand with those who are still trapped and cannot break free on their own. Please do everything within your legal authority to address the sale of these products in Wayne County and advocate for stronger protections at the state level. Let's start here in Wayne County. Let's fight for our families. Let's fight for those still suffering. Let's give people a real chance at recovery and freedom. any potential new user, every painful moment I endured will have been well worth it. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
Great story.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
and we will. We are, we're gonna have a work session at the end of this, month, and we're gonna discuss what we can legally do or what we can't, but, you would be a great lobbyist.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna add, Ms. Fagan. The county attorney, in preparation for you coming tonight, we had done a little research, because I would imagine the rest of the commission board was a lot like me, didn't have a clue what Kratom and 7-0 was.
Exactly.
So after doing a deep dive on it, the county attorney sent me a link, and we looked it up, and I guess the DEA is finally realizing too what the problem with 7-0 is, and they've issued, I think, a temporary ban on it from everything above 1 milligram, but it doesn't take effect till August 5th. But one of the things that I found interesting in reading that publication from the federal government, from HHS, in reference to it, was that there's 9 states that have banned it altogether, and Georgia is not one of them. And so that is something that I plan on, contacting our state senators about, our representatives and our state senator. And I would welcome your call too, because, look, they get calls from us all the time, but I personally believe they'll respond a little quicker when they start getting them from citizens as well. So I would encourage you to reach out to our reps, and let's see if we can get it banned in the state of Georgia altogether. That'd be nice.
And especially somebody that's seen the effects and,
Yes.
If you need those phone numbers, we can supply them.
Yes. We'll get those to you. Make sure before you leave tonight, well, you already have her
I
contact
think I've got
info?
a contact. They probably
Okay.
got it on the agenda form for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
So I can get you, call you and give it to you, get you their info.
all right, next item is, consider and approve tax assessor department's needs. If y'all will pull out these 2 sheets.
Actually, I've got more.
Imagine that, Ms. Kim.
You're not gonna be able to read Kim's, I can assure you, not while I'm sitting here.
Y'all wanted numbers, I brought you numbers.
I think I'm back in a grad class.
A book. We got homework?
You should have seen my narrative appraisal reports.
Okay.
Banks got their money's worth.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Kimberly Wilson. I am the chief appraiser here in Wayne County, Georgia, with the tax assessor's office. We currently have 3 of our board of assessor members here, as well as 2 of our staff members that were able to attend tonight. And what I am here is to basically explain that the tax assessor's department is at the absolute mass of destruction. I mean, we have 1 field appraiser for 18,000 parcels. We were written, I'll go on order. We have to do something to supplement this department. We cannot hire at the current salary base. When I submitted my 27 proposed budget, it was suggested that I completely rework our salary grades and scales, and I did that. And I've included that in the back of this package. But I am asking for 5 additional open appraiser positions tonight. I am requesting that we increase the base salary for appraiser 1 from $15.79 an hour to $19 an hour. That is based on current market of what other assessors, actually it's less than what other assessors' offices are advertising for, but it is in line with somebody who has accounting skills, math skills, those type of jobs that are being currently advertised in Wayne County for local Wayne County employment. I'm also asking for an incremental increase in the salary of the existing staff. I requested a raise in my 26 budget. It was denied. what we have spent training, both sending to classes as well as in-house training, they can leave us and go to other counties for more money, and we'll be stuck trying to hire again and having to train someone again. They have value, and they're not getting paid for that value. I'm asking for an increase in appropriations to allow for DOR training for these new employees, an increase in appropriations for furniture, fixtures, and equipment, computers, etc., in order to provide the additional staff with the additional resources. And we need at least one large office, if not two small offices, to handle the increase. Now, I get questioned, what do you do down there? I mean, nobody knows what we do, and that's fine. All my years as a fee appraiser, I thought I knew what tax assessors did. I thought I could walk in there and do that any day. There is so much more to this that you know. We sat down and just brainstormed very briefly and came up with the pages 2 and 3 and 4 of just some of the stuff that we handle day to day in this office. We pretty much have pre-notice of assessments and post-notice of assessments, but then we have things that we do throughout the year that we have to do. Page 5 is from the training material from the Department of Revenue training material for our Course 1 that shows our statutory deadlines that we have to operate within. The DOR tells us what we do, when we do it, how we do it, and even how to smile while we do it. I mean, they dictate every single thing that we do. In legislative law, in the rules and regulations, we follow judicial law that's been made by judges in court cases, and then also we have to follow the Appraisal Procedures Manual and USPAC, Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. So when we have to do a reval because our values are too low, it's not because we want to raise people, please, we do not just want to raise your property values to increase your taxes. It's because the ratios that we live and die by in our department are out of whack. And if we don't fix it, the Department of Revenue will come in and they will fix it. So this isn't one of these matters of, I mean, we've kicked it down the road. We've kicked this can down the road so many times. Next year is our 3-year county digest review year. We were deficient in 5 areas on our ratios in 23. Fortunately, thank you, Lord, honestly, we have the reval for 26, so we should not go into consent order for those. However, as I'm going to show you later in the material, we will still be deficient, most likely, in another area, which could risk a consent order and the Department of Revenue stepping in. But anyway, page 6 is the assessor's timeline. This is deadlines, what we have to do. Now, of course, there's a lot of work behind it. Page 7 is the personal property timeline because our personal property appraiser has her own rules and regulations that she has to follow. On page 8, that starts talking about the staffing. This shows you actually what I did a screenshot of the 2023 results of our 2023 3-year county digest review. And those are the 5 ratios that we were out of compliance with. Had we not had the reval done effective this year, we would have been in violation of those same ratios and more for this year, and we would have gone under consent order, in which case the DOR would have stepped in. Directly underneath that, I show you what the state requirements are and what the acceptable ranges are. Just note that even though the sales ratio is supposed to be 40%, and that's the reason why your values got increased, is because people are paying those prices for properties. Even though it's allowed to be 36 to 44% to be acceptable to the Department of Revenue, as we all know, if it falls below 38%, we start losing public revenue, utility revenue. So to me, it should be 38. I don't know why they make it 36, or they should make it the public utility threshold 36, but they didn't ask me. So anyway, $1 million question. We're spending all this money, we're getting everything fixed, we're bringing ourselves up out of this hole. What do we need to do to maintain it? Staffing and resources. In the 2023 digest, I have a screenshot here of what was in the write-up from the Department of Revenue for our 2023, this is on page 9, County Digest Review. And it says that the county needs additional equipment facilities to properly perform their job and duties. It says with 4370, and we had 5 appraisers then. We had 5 real property appraisers then. We have 1 now. Says with 4,375 parcels per appraiser, the county is not meeting the IAAO staffing standards, which specify maintaining an account per appraiser ratio under 4,000. It's currently 3,500. And I do that math later. So we were already in non-compliance in 2023 with 5 appraisers. We have 1 right now. 1 field appraiser, Tyler. He's also our CUVA FLIPA expert. And for those of y'all that have CUVA and FLIPA property, you understand how much time is involved with him doing that right. Because that can cost us money too. So if we look at it, and the 3,500, 1 per 3,500 parcels was actually prior to the adoption in 2025 of mandating every county reappraise every property every 3 years. It's been in there strongly recommended, but now it is the duty of the chief appraiser to see it done, and they've put teeth in it. It's no longer an option. It's no longer, and believe me when I tell you, I hear this all the time. Well, they didn't do anything before. The people that were there before are not there anymore. The people that are there now, look at the stuff. They've got computer programs written to look at all this, like that. Yes. Yeah, there. So if you own, and I make a comment here that in calculating the field appraiser's need, I don't include the personal property appraiser because she has her own requirements, also has to be 3,500 personal property records per personal property appraiser. And I did not include myself because, to be honest, my duties, I don't have time to be a field appraiser, to be in the field all the time. So, in order to do this, on page 10, I talked about, as of today, Wayne County has 18,022 real parcels, 3,784 personal property accounts. So technically, we need an additional personal property appraiser as well. And there are 1,743 pre-built mobile homes, which we are responsible to value, as well as 2,945 non-pre-built mobile homes that are valued as part of the real property for homestead purposes. So if you do the math, that works out to just at the 3,500, not considering the staffing that's going to be needed to be out in the field all the time for the once every 3 years. It's 5.15 people. You can't have a point person, so it's either 5 or 6. Generally, you run the next person, but it's close enough, probably do it with 5.
And that's 5 or 6 to do which one of these?
That is just to do the in-office,
Okay.
which is all those pages that I gave you. And then at the bottom of page 10, I start talking about, looking at what is required to revow every property every 3 years. I Googled it, and Google says there's 250 work days in a year. Then I took into account everybody's PTO time, and I used a 0.75 factor of 0.75 days per week on average, weather would preclude people from being in the field, which would probably be okay because when they come back from the field, they still have to do work in the office, downloading it and putting it into the HANA system. That leaves 193 actual work days per year per appraiser. Then I take the math further just because I'm that way. And I have said that we have 18,022 real parcels. I divide that by 3 to get the 6,007.33 parcels that must be revalued every year in order to meet that 3-year requirement. And then what I did was I made some assumptions. I said, assume that a residential field appraiser pair, because we work in pairs, 2 people, 1 person drives, 1 person looks, they both measure, it takes both to measure, all of that. Can see 10 to 15 property, can work 10, on average, 10 to 15 properties a day. In the city, they'd be able to get more done. Out in the county where they're having to drive, less. So I said, on average. A commercial field appraiser pair could work approximately 8 to 10 properties a day. And then I made the assumption, based on our data, that somewhere between 7 and 9% of the parcels are commercial, with the remainder being residential. And then from there, it was just a pure math calculation of looking at the available work days and how many days are needed in order to get the work, just the work, the once every 3-year work. I'm not talking about any office work, just the every 3-year work done. It comes down to the 496 necessary work days to accomplish every 3-year requirement, divided by the 193 work days per field appraiser pair, is equal to 2.57 field appraiser pairs times 2, because it pairs 2, is 5.14 field appraisers, just to meet the every 3-year requirement. It's an odd number. Do you go with 4? I'd say let's try 4. If we can't do 4, let's go for 6. But I'd rather be conservative and see how it worked than overstaff. That's me. Because with overstaffing, then you've got all these other expenses. No sense. So anyway, so we're looking at a total additional staff of somewhere between 7 to 9 appraisers. And along with these, we need the additional resources on page 12. We need at least 2 more vehicles or trucks for them to drive. We need at least 2 more mobile assessors for them to use when they're in the field, leaving the 1 in the office for us to use to do new construction, renovation, appeals, and that type of work. And then we need the resources to get these people trained. And that's where I start talking about the adjusting our pay schedule. And I want to talk about what does the person that we hire have to do? Tyler, you want to bring up, or Bill, you want to bring up the... I'm glad you asked! Because page 14 that doesn't have a page number because I couldn't find where I saved it, so I just made copies and stuck it in. This is a rubric showing what courses are required. That is to take the Appraiser 1 exam. This is to take the Appraiser 2 exam.
That's a pretty good. No, I ain't doing it.
Yes. Next is to take the appraiser three exam,
Let's sit it up there.
and that's just the appraiser one. And every single one of these exams are cumulative. Every single one of them involves more formulas than you had in geometry.
Yeah, I think we see that, we get the idea.
But I wanted you to hold it, to feel it.
I took grad classes, not that hard. You wanna hold it?
And these are not just merely classes that you go sit through for the hours. These are classes that they have to pass the exam at the end of the class. They're week-long courses, so they gotta be gone for a week. Then they've gotta pass the exam at the end of the course. And then, after you've had the courses that I have listed here, they can go sit for that appraiser level exam. People fail. A lot of people fail. It is not an easy, they are not easy courses, and they are not easy exams. So, that's the reason why we have to improve what we're offering to get the type of person who likes math, who likes geometry, who likes figuring out puzzles, who has patience to figure out puzzles, to come and apply for the positions. We are not data input persons. Not even close. I think that's the way the office has been run in the past, and I think that is why we are where we are today. We need people who don't just come back and say, I input this. We need people who can look at it and go, that doesn't make sense. What am I missing? Because that judgment comes from experience, but it also comes from having the personality to question, to be inquisitive, and to want to figure out why. In addition to all these courses, we also have continuing education requirements, just like the Board of Assessors do. We have to get 40 hours every 2 years, just like our Board of Assessor members do. So see, our Board of Assessor members, they work. They spend a lot of time because they take these classes too. So what I did for my proposed budget for '27, I looked at our existing grade and step pay scale. I looked at a couple other counties, or another county that I was able to get the information for complete. There were other counties I was only able to get partial information for. And I used as my pivot in the calculation of the tables, and I was so excited because for those of y'all that were business majors, I got to use my QMB. I have never used my QMB class, and I got to use it working on this because there's a relationship between the tables, and then there's a relationship between the steps in the grades, and then there's a relationship across the grades. So I used the 19 per hour for the appraiser 1 as the pivot in the entire pay scale table. And show you that that is market. It actually corresponds to our 2 most recent hires within $1,000 or so a year, where we had to come off the existing pay scale, go up in order to get the people hired. So to me, that lends credence to the work and research done in updating. Now, to apply for '26, like I said, all of this has been requested as part of my '27 budget. The problem with that is we need it now. We need at least 5 right now that we can be training that can already be halfway to appraiser 1 our appraisers to even be in the field to do our normal work, much less the additional work now required. And so anything that we can get now and get started would obviously come off the 27 budget. But if we continue on the road that we are currently on, you think it's painful right now waiting to get notices of assessment out? It'll be the same thing because we won't have the people to do the work every year. And we'll be doing the absolute, whatever gets flagged as the highest priority because we will not be able to get everything done. We may not go under consent order this 3 years, but we will in the next. And you don't want DOR to step in and tell you how many people you're going to hire, what equipment you will buy, what training you will send them to, and everything else, because they did in Ware County. And they are currently under a consent order,
What county was that?
Ware. So, if we can at all avoid it, that is my goal. What we have been doing during the reval time, that GMAS has been working on the reval, we have been completely rebuilding our department from the ground up. Everyone has done a workflow for themselves for what they do for their position. Questions get asked. Why do you do this? Where's the statute? Let's tie it to a statute. What does the statute say you need to do? Can we do it better? The worst thing, and you can ask them, the worst thing you can tell me is, well, that's the way we've done it. That is not a good answer you want to give me, especially when I'm stressed. We are working to put in place policies, procedures, absolute policies and procedures, especially the procedure part of everything that we do, when we do it, so that can be carried forward regardless of who's here. We've been working on fixing the maps. Some of you know more than others how much time gets spent in that. Whenever the tax commissioner has a tax sale, it's not unusual for, and Andy can tell you about our research. I mean, it's like, it's not unusual on some of these properties for us to spend 3 days tracing title back to the 1800s to find out exactly what is being sold or who actually owned it. And that's when we have sales data, which our deeds and plats person, it used to be purely data entry, and the data entry was optional. I currently have the administrative staff working on during downtime. I had one start at O1-1, the other start at S1-1, and then we'll move to Jessup, and then we'll move to county, and filling in all the blanks on the sales data. Because appraisers spend precious time having to do that when we work appeals. And that's time we don't need to be spending to do that. We anticipate, with this coming appeal season, we've been told to anticipate between 8 to 10% appeals. Think about that. We have 18,000 properties. I do good to get lunch by 3 o'clock. I'm not kidding when I say I don't have time to go in the field. We are at critical mass, and I just hope that we can salvage and save this before it absolutely absolutely precious. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so on here, it's consider and approve what their requirements or recommendations that we give them. This is a lot to go through. We also have these papers, you have them in front of you. If you will watch me, if you will take them, you can look at them individually. And if you want the amounts for, how many people are in those counties, you just slide it over, line it up, and you can see whichever one you need. Do it just like that, and you can see everything you need. We are gonna have a work session at the end of, July for our budget. And I make the motion that we just consider this, and we will, we'll address it when we go to our work session, and we've had time to go through this paperwork. And I wouldn't ask y'all to make a vote on it now anyway, because we've got so much to look at.
I agree.
And we'll, hopefully by the end of this meeting, we'll be able to, iron out a date close the end of July on our schedules on when we can come in. And we certainly want to give the administrator and, Madam Clerk the time to put in for the, getting our budget ready. So we will not be able to put in a date yet until we hear a little bit more about theirs. Thank you, Kim. Thank y'all for showing up. We realize you've got a problem. We do want to fix that problem. We just want to make sure we fix it right so we don't have to fix it again the next year and the next year and the next.
Kevin, can I say something?
You sure can.
And I'm gonna speak for the board, I'm the chairman, that, this was something that we just did throw together yesterday. We worked on this for years. And, you know, we're trying to figure out what we can do because the county spent a lot of money on repaint. And this is very important to us, to get us, and I say us, the Office of Tax Assessors, where we need to be coming up for our 27, when we've got to start every 3 years on all these parcels. So this is something that, I mean, we put a lot of time in it. We meet 3 to 4 hours on a meeting. So it's something that we, like I said, we put a lot of time in, and we have a unanimous board that's behind it, and we just, ask that y'all will consider and give us y'all's, best opinion, and we'd appreciate anything you can do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the detail.
Mr. Chairman,
I love it.
Yes, sir.
did you get a second on that motion?
I
No, he
get-
did not.
I didn't get a second on
A second.
it. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary.
Yes. All right, next item is B, under new business, consider and approve road realignment and for Gardai Road, Broadhurst Road, and Hazel Lane. We did get some paperwork in that, but I felt like that it was, some of it was a guesstimate. And I definitely don't want us to vote on a guesstimate. We do have a price for the property, but the estimated cost, is estimated. And we need some, bids on those. I asked Brandon, he did not have time enough to get those in there. So my recommendation would be that we go ahead and purchase the property so that we can, we have that in hand, and then we can get the estimates, get 3 estimates, so it's fair to everybody, and we're able to, look at those estimates and pick out which one we need to go with.
Are you making that as a motion?
Yes.
I second that.
Okay. So we're just gonna consider the bids, and we will approve the,
Purchase.
we'll vote to approve the $15,000 for the, property purchase on that corner. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Next item, consider and approve purchase of 4 2025 Ford Explorer vehicles for the Sheriff's Department.
Is it a budget?
We did get bids on that. The lowest bidder, correct me if I'm wrong, is Brandon Motor Company at $182,000. And this was in your budget, Mr. Sheriff, for 2026. So that $182,000 has already been budgeted in our budget session last year. So I make the motion that we approve purchase of these, and I thank you for bringing those to our attention so that we know that a portion of that is coming out of your budget and wait until the end of the year so that we make sure we have the money in there to pay for those.
Second motion.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Next item, consider and approve agreement with the Wayne County Young Farmers. I don't know if y'all looked through that contract. I did speak with our attorney and our administrator. There was a couple of things that we changed. One was from a 5-year contract to a 1-year contract, because that's what we are to be. We can only have a 1-year contract, but it can be automatically renewed if we don't have any problems with it. And also, the piece of paper you have right here is an approximate. This is not the exact. It's not a survey or anything like that. So we did put in the language that the contract we are giving them would be to accommodate the new Puller Association regulations, which requires them to have the bleachers back 100 feet. So I want to make sure whatever we do, whatever we give them in property, if they have to have more to accommodate for those requirements by the Pullers Association, that we do. So I open the floor for a motion on this agreement.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Next item, consider and approve the resolution authorizing the chairman and the clerk to execute agreement for the TIA projects on Henson Mosley Road and Joey Williams Road. It'll just be this project. It won't be the others, because we've already approved this prior to it. This will just be alterations on that. Is that correct?
For the engineering side of it,
Yes.
so not for the full project yet, just for engineering.
Right. Just so we don't have a hold up on that. So I open the floor for a motion to approve that.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I second that.
Thank you. Any questions, comments on that? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
Next item, consider and approve an agreement with the Heart of Georgia Regional Commission, Wayne County Transit, for DHS transports. This is just an annual renewal that we do each year.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second that motion.
Any questions? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes. Next item G, consider and approve minimum bid for the parcel number 60-7-7. The amount owed on this is $2,257.71 at this time. So we just need to set a minimum bid that we're gonna start out on this. The only thing I noticed about this is the easement to that property. is in question, so this may be a landlocked piece of property, and
Looks like it is.
I don't wanna put that price too high and us keep having to come back and lower that price.
So we're talking about 0.46 of an acre, not quite a half acre.
Yes. Yeah.
And typically, Commissioner Hopkins, these are kind of the same as the ones we've done in the past. When
Yep.
someone calls, that's the minimum tax sale bid. That was when it went up for bid to begin with. And so that's basically the taxes that's owed on it. And that's usually what y'all had set them at, was the minimum.
Well, I make a motion that we, set it at 3,000.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically what's owed on it, right?
Well,
$2,257.71.
It looks like there's a lane going right into
Into
that
it,
property.
yeah.
So I don't think it's landlocked.
Well, and
Doesn't
it's
look like it is.
buyer beware. So
Yeah.
when they buy it, they can't assume that they would have to do their own, is that correct,
Okay.
Mr. Beaver? I don't want to give anybody a false assumption, because it does have two black lines, but I don't know.
Yeah, we transfer the properties via quitclaim deed, so.
Okay. So a quick claim deeds as is where it is.
Well, I mean, when I say 3,000, I mean, that'll get it back on the tax digest. Don't look like nobody's developed this and it's just been sitting there growing up, so. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
Any questions, comments? So did you hear that? It's-
3,000 minimum bid?
$3,000 would be the minimum bid for that.
You
We
wanna get
have a
that paperwork?
motion and a second. Anybody got any questions, comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Okay, next item is consider and approve changing the date for the September meeting due to Labor Day holiday. The first Monday in September would be Memorial Day. Labor Day. And just seeing if y'all were awake. Anyway, so I make the 10th, which is the Thursday after that. Does anybody have a problem with that day? That would be the 10th of September.
I'm good.
I'm good. Okay.
I might be in an outage,
Okay.
but right now I'm good.
Well, we got a quorum, so
I understand.
I'll make the motion that we set it for September the 10th, 2026 for that September meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Did you pull up item I?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Item I is to consider and approve the resolution for the authorization to accept GDOT contract. And basically what this is doing, you correct me if I'm wrong, they have sent another firm in to look at the pricing on this, and we are getting a lower price. So instead of the $70,000, money we were gonna be required to match, it's gonna be 30,000.
Remind me something, Chair. The 70,000, did we budgeted for that?
Did we what?
Did we budget for that?
This is,
Or is this coming out of a grant money?
yeah, wasn't
We're
this,
just
this was the
matching.
grant, cause we have the match, yes.
I got you. I
But,
remember
but the portion would be out of our general fund,
General fund,
correct?
30,000.
Yes.
It was originally 70,000, and then because it was above the $100,000 threshold on the administration side of the house,
Right.
the FAA required GDOT Aviation to come in, and they chose another company to just review the pricing And in that review, they found that some of the pricing was high. So, the system worked basically, because what it did is it drove our contractor to reduce some of their administration prices. And in doing that, now our local match went from 70 to 30,000.
That's awesome.
So they're asking for a resolution so they can go ahead and start that project.
We just made $40,000.
Second.
Who motioned it? Kevin?
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we accept it. Any more
Yeah, he
questions?
jumped the gun down there.
I jumped the gun, I was asking for questions.
I was just getting it rolling.
You getting ready, huh?
Getting it rolling.
All right. Anybody got any more questions on that? I'm sure that Brandon or Mitch or Amanda can get you some paperwork if you need further clarification on that. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Next item is our appointments, and we spoke last meeting about each commissioner having an appointment on a land use committee to start developing the ordinance that we will hopefully implement on the land use committee. Each commissioner is going to have one appointment, and then we'll have two commissioners that will be appointed from the board on that same committee. And we've already done a good bit of the legwork, but we just want to have a group together to help not only be part of being able to come up with the proper language in this ordinance, but also be able to put the information out for everybody, so when they do, when we do get down and get an ordinance that we can all live with, because we spoke before that if we have an ordinance and it's totally new to everybody in the county, once we get to that point, and we may have to amend it several times. We may not have to amend it all, which I would be very shocked, but as things come up, as a board, we can amend that and eventually get it as close to livable as possible. So the first one is District 1.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Kristen Gruber.
Okay, I'll second that.
Hey, and real quick, Chairman, if y'all will, I will need email addresses, phone numbers, at least, for your members that you appoint to get in contact with.
I got a phone number, I don't have the email address.
That's fine. I've got his.
Okay.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Next one, my appointment would be Jacob Nolan, and that's for District 2.
Jacob Nolan.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes.
For District 3, I would like to nominate Ginger Proudfoot.
I'll second that. Give me just a second. All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
All right, District 4?
Commissioner, I nominate Ms. Jackie Hoyt. I'll second that. Thank you, Commissioner.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
District 5?
District 5, I would like to nominate Brent Phelps.
Brent,
Brent Phelps,
Brent,
Brant,
A-N-T.
Brent
I second
Phelps.
Phone number?
Are you
We
gonna
not
give it to me
gonna-
now?
Yeah, we just
Just
send
text it to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I sent it to her. Madam Clerk?
Who seconded that? Mr.
did.
Thomas? Okay.
Coach.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Franks?
Yes.
All right, now I would like to open the floor for an appointment for one commissioner.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Randy Franks, if he would accept.
Yeah, I'll be willing to do that.
Okay.
I'll second.
Yeah, we're just gonna do one at a time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Franks?
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
All right, I'll open the floor for one more appointment.
Yeah, look at mine.
I was texting,
Would you like to
am I drafted?
Yeah.
be? Yes.
I nominate Boot Thomas.
See, I
I
don't have
second
time.
it.
You second.
I second it.
Do you wanna be on it?
Yeah, I
On
want
the
to.
land use? Okay.
I'll be on it. I thought if I looked the other way, y'all wouldn't pick me.
I thought you were sick. I thought you.
That's what
All right,
you
so who motioned? Mike?
Mike did, yeah.
Seconded.
Who seconded that?
I did, I can.
I did.
Okay.
Randy.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Franks?
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes. All right, next items with the county administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've already handled EMS Director Mel Young. Do want to talk about for 1 second, y'all probably seen it on social media and in the newspaper and on the radio in reference to our recreation department. We had 3 state champions this year in baseball, 10U, 12U, and 14U. Just shout out to those coaches and those folks that are involved in all of our recreation. I have to say this, and I've told y'all this before, that Wayne County Recreation, when it comes to not only our district play, which is, I don't know, 17 counties or however many, it's a bunch of them, but even a lot of the larger counties around us, when you look at the 17U population, in other words, kids that are in that age group participate in all sports and recreation, that Wayne County consistently has a larger 17U population than a lot of the counties, well, all the counties in our district, but even when you talk about Glenn County and Chatham, some of the counties that are a lot larger than us, we have a lot greater participation in our recreation department. And I attribute that to our rec director, for one, having just a great relationship, because a lot of these counties, your kids play travel ball, they don't even mess with rec. That's all they do is travel ball or whatever. Whereas our rec director really has a good relationship, not only with all those folks and all those coaches, but also with our school system as well, where our school system coaches are encouraging kids to participate in recreation. I went and watched some of the games in Statesboro, and I had one of he wasn't an all-star coach, but he was a parent of an all-star player and a coach during the regular season. And he come up to me and we just got into a discussion, and he brought up our rec director. And he said, I don't always agree with Spec. He said, but I can promise you this. He said, you know where he's coming from, and that's the kids being first. And it's good to hear that, because I hear that from Spec. When Spec and I are talking about recreation, he says, look, I don't care as long as we put the kids first. He tells me that. So to hear that culture come from coaches that are coaching under his rec directorship, that's good. That means he's inculcated that into that whole culture of our recreation department. So I'm super proud of what Wayne County Rec has done, what Spec's done out there, what these teams have done. And I'm telling you, I went over that Friday for some of the championship games. And I mean, you know, it's night and day what our guys are doing. Justin McDonald should be like just jumping up and down, excited about what his future baseball program looks like. It was a great event. I sent y'all copies of the Ryland negotiated contract draft. I know it was long. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but I can tell you this, and I kind of told you this in the brief, that they sent us a contract, and it wasn't bad, but the contract that we want to send back to them with basically just a consensus from y'all in reference to the negotiating a contract for our trash pickup. The one we're sending back is incorporating all those elements that we had in our RFP. Because as you know, the problems we've had in the past, we drew up an RFP that addressed a lot of those issues. And so we want to see our contract have those same items in there and some type of cure and to be able to hold folks accountable when things don't go right. So we hope to get that sent off this week, possibly to them, and let them look at it. You know, we may get some pushback. We'll see. The next one is in reference to, the chairman already alluded to it, our budget update. The clerk has all the budgets in from our department heads. We've already started going through a lot of them and meeting with some of those departments. We hope to have that finalized by July 17th, and then at that point, we'll be able to reach out to the chairman, and he can reach out to y'all about setting a date for probably that 3rd or 4th week in July, hopefully, to go ahead and have a budget work session planned, and so we can go through that. And Mr. Chairman, I think that is everything I have. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Can I comment on the recreation
Yeah.
thing just a minute? Over the years, I've seen a lot of really good coaches come through that, working with these children, and some of them coach for years. I mean, they coach their own child, but then they keep coaching for a long time. I know Bob Morgan probably say the same thing. We've had some really good coaches. That's one reason we're winning.
Oh, yeah.
We start them out right, and then we have good coaches that take them on. So my hat's off to the coaches too, and the kids. You know, it takes a lot of effort to win a state championship.
Yeah, for sure.
Madam Clerk.
Okay, in your book, you've got the budget review for May 2026. Revenues were $3,350,493.45. Expenditures, $2,531,431.34. Y'all can look at your department overages. Your overall financial summary, county revenues were 8.11% less than budgeted. Most of our revenues come from property taxes when we collect those taxes in November and December. This year, property taxes look like we will not collect them until January of 2027. County expenditures were 0.73% less than budgeted. Then your fund balance as of June 30th, 2026, general fund, $2,305,258.48. Lost, $9,966,616.76. Restricted accounts, SPLOST 4, $3,754,532.05. T-SPLOST, $5,353,787.56. American Rescue Plan, $1,030,029.67. Revolving loan fund, $6,491.46. And SPLOST 5, $3,257,219. And then the SPLOST 5 construction fund, the balance as of 5/31/2026 is $15,344,384.67. And that's all, Chairman.
Thank you. Items with the Commissioner, Commissioner Thomas.
Yeah, thank you, sir, Commissioner. Just want a little update on the senior citizen building, where we are with it.
They are through. The erectors are in reference to the metal shell, and we're about to get started probably this week or next week. We hope to start getting everything lined up for the interior.
Okay.
which standing walls, electrical, pulling electrical.
What's your expected ribbon cutting date this year?
I honestly, I'm shooting for the end of the year. I wish I'm shooting for the end of the year. I would love to be able to give you a date specific, but I can't do that simply because, as you recall, one of the ways that we've kind of gone about this project in order to save as much money
Right,
as
right.
possible is utilize our local maintenance folks where we can, and then try to possibly sub out some of the other work as far as, electrical and plumbing and stuff, interior plumbing. So with that in mind, the problem comes with, finding someone that's available to do the work promptly. So
Okay.
I'm confident about the end of the year. Once we get, I think once we start standing walls and get our electrical done, at that point, we'll be able to maybe start holding down a date possibly.
Thank you so much for all you've done so far
Yes, sir.
and for the support of the board.
So are we on track with the pound? I know we were getting bids on the metal building and we were talking
Yeah,
about the
and
foundation.
We've got those, y'all awarded those, I think the last meeting.
Yep.
And right now, we have, Mr. Purcell has sent out to a, gentleman that'll design the foundation. And one of the things, and this was Brandon's idea, and thankfully, because of the fact that it's not a typical foundation, because we've got to have slopes to it with drainages on the outside. What we want to make sure and do is on that RFP that we put out for that foundation work,
Right.
that it's apples and apples. Nobody's gonna come in and go, oh, you didn't tell me this thing slopes. So that's, once we get that back, we'll put RFPs out for that. And I think, once that work's done, it should go pretty quick, because that metal building's gonna go up, and then it's just a matter of putting that sealant down. And the interior kennel panels are all pretty much, they'll be trucked in and set up on site, so that should go pretty quick as well.
Sounds great, thanks. That's all I have.
I don't really have much. I will say thank you for being patient with me. I finally have my back surgery and I'm feeling better.
Good.
Good to go.
I don't have much either, but what I'd like to do is stress the fact that we need to be getting these government bids from government authorized dealers. I'm for saving county money, and there's a select few dealers in the state of Georgia that are authorized to give government bids, but we're not utilizing that. I think we need to start utilizing that. That's all I have.
I have several items, that I want to look at during our work session, and Amanda will send y'all out notes on what I would like to look at. One's an update on the ordinance for the decals on county vehicles. Way out of date. It is way long overdue, and I think they just need to be where they can be read and identified from a reasonable distance, so that I get calls periodically. I even got a call on GMAS, and if you can't read that, you don't need to be driving, because it's a the whole side of the car says GMAS on it. But either way, that's one of the things I would like for us to look at. Amanda will get us that information out. Look at our controlled substance and alcohol permit regulations. To your extent, I would like to look at that and see if there's anything that we can work with the sheriff, and I'll get with him before we get to that work session, so that we can find out if there is in fact anything we can do. We may not be able to. The only thing we may be able to do is make phone calls, and we can certainly all do that and make sure that our voice is heard. I did get an update from the tax commissioner's office, and we have gone from March 27th, 2025, from $8.1 million in delinquent taxes to July the 1st, 2026, down to $1.7 million. We have been looking for this for a long time, and it's part of correcting the situation that we all have been given, and but I do appreciate Ally and them for working on that and trying to get those down so that everybody's on the playing field and same playing field, and they pay their fair share, just like the rest of us. With that, that's all I have. The next thing we have is executive session, and I make a motion that we go into executive session for personnel.
Second.
Everybody say.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
I make a motion that we return back from executive session into our regular meeting.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Rest room.
Oh, he's absent, okay.
So, under, our executive session, under personnel, no action was taken. I make a motion, everybody done? I make a motion that we adjourn.
Ronnie House,
Who
Is it the
seconded
brown
adjourn?
one?
the gray one,
Oh, it is?
Who, is whose?
Ronnie
Ronnie.
Harris.
So that's
Who
an
seconded
old
to adjourn?
Yeah, that's an old picture. That's
Do
one
what?
of-
My